Binu. Okay, distinguished guests, organizers, Toastmasters, good evening to you all.
Good evening.
Good evening. It's indeed a privilege and an honor to be there in front of you, especially this August gathering and this beautiful evening. All of you look very smart, very energetic, very euphoric, I must say, even towards the end of this day. Okay? Well, whenever I'm invited for a speech, I recall one of my experiences in Mumbai days when I'm invited for a talk. The MC, after a long introduction, okay, almost similar to this, he said, Dr. Binu James Mathew is our only speaker today. The rest of the program is entertainment. So I'll try to make my remarks very brief. After all, it is said that most speakers need no introduction. They need only conclusion. Okay, so thank you, MC, once again for the elaborate introduction. You almost read out my autobiography. I hope I can live up to somewhere nearer to that expectations of it. Well, before coming here tonight, I was talking to my wife about this talk. And she said, don't try to be too charming, too intellectual, or too witty. Just be yourself. So I was made to be aware of who I am now. Well, without further delay, let me enter into what I'm entrusted to do. In this following 15 minutes or so, I've included some tips on public speaking with the emphasis that anyone who is interested to grow or develop in the speech can do so with a little perseverance and continuous practice. Each one of us has a job to do here. My job is to speak and your job is to listen. The challenge is for me to finish my job before you finish yours. Alright, I always hesitate to give tips and advice because once I read that a little girl, schoolgirl, once wrote in her essay, Socrates was a great Greek philosopher who went around giving advice to people. They poisoned him. Okay. Anyway, I hope my speech will keep you on the edge of your seat because of the interest, not because that you want to go away fast, okay? The job of speaking in front of people is not a job that everybody will look forward to. In fact, many people will hesitate the job. And what do we call that fear of stage for the public speaking? Yes. They have two choices, either to fight or flight. But the term that is, if someone else can also say, the term for this fear of public speaking is
Stage fright.
Stage fright. There's a technical word. Okay, let's put our hands together for you. Okay, Toastmasters. It's called glossophobia. Okay. Yes, it's a glossophobia. Yeah. It's from the Greek word glossa means tongue, phobia. Phobic means fear. Well, experts say that there are only two kinds of speakers. Those who are nervous and those who are liars. Once a Toastmaster has shared his experience. Toastmaster Joe was taking part in a public speaking contest held in a hotel. He was preparing his speech and he went to the washroom to groom his hair, and he was obviously very nervous, not just euphoric. But he didn't want to show his nervousness. His wife walked up to him and said, Joe, are you nervous? He was nervous? Of course not. Why do you feel so? She said, why are you in the ladies' bathroom then? This shows that there are some important steps for powerful communication. And some of the steps that we will aim is the 4 P's, we call it. Plan, prepare, practice, and present. Many of us, as one of you were saying, that have butterflies in the stomach. What causes butterflies? 2 main reasons. Fear of judgment and lack of adequate preparation. Many of us have this nervousness. As one of them said, do you ever get stage fright? And the other one said, I'm not afraid of stage. It's the audience that scares me. So you feel like something is fluttering inside you when you have the stage fright. That's what it's called as butterflies. And what causes butterflies? We said the fear of judgment and lack of adequate preparation. Of course, none of us can be judged. None of us can influence, others' thoughts and feelings. But we can, to a great extent, take adequate preparation to present our delivery, okay, by careful planning. Preparation means preparing the speech for maximum impact. Then practice. Practice and practice. Practice is your key to confidence. More preparation increases the chances of success in any kind of delivery. Having to stir into action because the speaker was so excited and enthusiastic about it. Yes, of course, many a time. Enthusiastic delivery promotes enthusiastic responses from the audience. They always consider the audience as they're not an adversary basically. They have something waiting from you, basically. They have a great potential for the great chemistry that is between you and your audience. Style is what you say and how you say it. Style is what distinguishes you from everyone else. When we speak, we basically speak in two languages. One is the verbal language, the other one is the body language. In fact, body language speaks louder than words, in fact. A well-delivered speech begins much before you walk up to the lectern. After careful preparation, I had some training when I was in Mumbai. I was a sub-lieutenant also part-time with the Naval NCC. So when we were given the speech training, they said, when you stand, you should stand with chest up and stomach in. That should be your posture. Because all of us have a little tummy and not to show like this, You should stand with a posture in which the weight of the body is equally distributed to both the legs. Okay, that is what it is. Unless you have some physical impediment, you don't stand like that. And it looks very, very, unprofessional to stand on 1.5 legs. Poise and confidence. Okay, when we were preparing initially, in my young days, we used to go to the dressing room mirror and look at ourselves, how we stand. They say when you stand, you should stand with a 45-degree angle on your feet. Okay, we can't judge here 40, 45. It's a practice. And when you stand there, look at your shoulders, Look at the balance of your body. Are they tilting? Or look at your head, is it in the correct position? Look for these things. Now we have the smartphone devices to record your speech and practice by yourself. Eye contact. We all have heard about eye contact. What is exactly eye contact? Moving from one pair of eyes and pausing for a moment or two. It's not just glancing everybody, but you look carefully into their eyes for pause a moment or two, then you move on to the other person. That's eye contact. If it is a large, huge gathering, you almost consider the gathering and then divide it into 4 halves, 4 hemispheres. And then choose a few members so that everybody feels that in their area, your eyes fall. Next is gesture. Gestures always paint mental images. When you use gestures, the audience will create mental images in their mind. Always be careful what your hands are doing, because as Sigmund Freud, father of psychology, said, if your lips are silent, your fingertips will speak. And betrayal oozes out from every part of your human body. So body will try to release its nervousness, control it. You might find sometimes very scared. As we said there, we always speak in 2 languages, the body language and the vocal language. Take care of the pronunciation and accent. If you have a difficult word, it's not only the spelling that is important, how you pronounce it, what is the syllable that is stressed, that's all important when you learn a new word. The speed and the pace of speech. What do you think is the normal pace of or the speed of speech? How many words per minute?
130 words per minute.
100 to 120.
Right around 100, 130, 140 words. If it is faster, people may not be able to understand you. Comprehension will be difficult. And what happens if your speech is very slow? Audience would naturally feel bored. All right? Okay, so here finally we move on to the last part of it. The public speaker's 10 commandments. The first commandment, have something to say. Recollect all your thoughts. We don't always speak by thinking every time. When there's a carefully delivered speech, you recollect all your thoughts. That's an important thing. Speak with passion. Enthusiastic deliveries promote enthusiastic responses. Be brave, even if you're not. Pretend to be. No one can tell the difference. As they say, don't let them see you sweat. Respect yourself. Take care of your own well-being. You must be having food, water, go to the washroom and come back. Everything. You should be physically comfortable before you deliver a speech. Respect the audience also. Talk about what you want to tell the audience and what would the audience like to hear from you. That's what your focus is. Respect words. Economize. Words are like money. Don't say everything. Okay? Keep to time limits. When you have a time limits, try to practice it with all the gadgets and with to stick on to the time also. Trust silence. It's one of the most powerful tools in your speaker's toolbox. The next one is humor. Humor doesn't necessarily mean telling a joke or at the expense of someone else. Once a political party leader went for a party worker's mother's funeral. During the funeral speech, he heard the priest saying, Tom's mother was not only his mother, but he was a mother to every one of us. And this politician was really impressed by this statement. A few weeks later, another party worker's wife died. This time, the party leader had a chance to speak at the funeral. So he quoted, Rajesh's wife was not only his wife. So, well, the point here is, don't copy if you don't know where and how to quote. Yes. Different strokes for different people. And the final thing is smile. Smile is the universal gesture of goodwill. If you smile, if you can smile through your nervousness, most people cannot tell that you're nervous. To conclude, a great speech, as they say, is the one which has a great beginning, a memorable end, and nothing much in between. So, did I take too long? No. Okay. They say it's best to leave the audience before the audience leaves you. So, I'm just looking at the audience now and how they are, whether they are like this or whether they are like this. I'm looking at it. Thank you for your ardent attention, the patient attention. I hope you have enjoyed my little speech. If not, I hope you enjoyed a little nap during my speech. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Binu Mathew. It was a very informative speech. And now the speaker has learned about how to speak. So you can come up with these ideas and you can improve your next speeches.
I have a small 2-minute video if you would like to. It's called,
Okay.
presentation pitfalls. Okay, so it's just a couple of minutes it might take.